Hi guys, it's Jess. Welcome back to the Not Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I'm reviewing season 2, episode 3 of Rap Shit. We're playing catch up. I know I'm behind, but I will get there with you. I'm also reviewing Gilded Age on this channel as well, so check out those videos. Let's jump right into Rap Shit. I ain't gonna hold you, I'm gonna be very honest. I'm still struggling with some of the acting performances on this show. My hope is that as the season progresses, the performances will get better. Not everyone on this show is being as convincing as some other people on this show. And I don't know if it's productive to name names, but I think we're all seeing the same thing here. But we're here to show support. We're here to dive in. We're here to talk about it. So let's get right to it. So Mia, let me say this. Mia is in survival mode. People who are in survival mode come about that honestly. Usually comes from some sort of like childhood trauma. And we see that Mia's mom is an alcoholic narcissist. So, and she's a young mom and comes from humble beginnings. She's doing the best she can with what she got. But Mia is in survival mode. People who are in that space struggle to show up authentically in any of their relationships. So I think that further explains like the divide between her and Shauna, which let me be very clear. Shauna is incredibly awkward and weird and very entitled, but we'll get there. But even her friends, her two friends that are like her ride or dies, they some goofy bitches. They some goofy bitches and they birds. Let's just call it what it is. Now, that's no tea, no shade. I think that everybody who's fun is a little bit of a bird, but there's birds and there's birds. You know, so it's levels. Her friends are like up here. And me kind of up here with it. But again, she doing what she can with what she got. So she ditches the bus crew to go link up with Cash, this rapper in Atlanta. And as an Atlanta native, I would be remiss if I didn't say that one thing about an Atlanta nigga, he gonna trick on you. He gonna show you a good time for a short time. You get in, you get your things, and you get out. It's probably not going to be a long-term thing, you know, and many a girl from Atlanta will tell you this. Probably not going to be a long-term thing. Shelf life of 8 to 12 weeks if you're lucky, okay? So I'm not surprised that Cash has the vibe set up for Mia when she gets there. And her friends are like giving her tips on how to lock this man down, and she's going in kind of expecting to treat him like a trick, but he really like wants to take his time with her. Now let's talk about the sex scene. First of all, I love that Summer Walker scene. Song. Also love like the different lights, the way they play with the lighting. I want to talk to an intimacy coach so bad because when I see people on TV shows and movies do like nipple play or things with nipple stimulation, I'm like, that's not a prop nipple. Like that was real, right? I just have so many questions about how sex is simulated on TV when it looks like they doing it for real, you know? Maybe I need to grow up, but I really want to talk to an intimacy coach that like works on a set. How do you imitate that? So again, she's trying to act like she's, you know, in Atlanta to handle business and that she has so much to do. And, you know, he's like, well, I'm going to get a masseuse for you. You know, you can get in the pool. You can do da-da-da-da. We're going to go out later. And I'm going to tell you how I know that I still have work to do. Because after he, like, took her out and we saw Black, you know, the cameo in the club or whatever, I was like, this is love. He's serious about her. This means nothing. This means nothing. We need to see consistent interest shown, okay? This is a one-time thing. I know better than this, but I was like, he really likes her. So we learned that he broke up with his other girlfriend who he had moved in because Black really kind of blew up the spot, like, good to see you again. Come on. Play as fuck up too, it's fine. He says that he broke up with the other girlfriend because she was just trying to use him, and he knows Mia won't be like that because Mia has her own. Does Mia have her own? I don't really know about that. It just kills me that she was trying so hard to, oh, I gotta take some meetings. I da-da-da-da. Girl, you need to go to Starbucks and take a shit. And I fully understand that. You have to be really comfortable with a person take a shit in their house. That's just straight up. I ain't gonna hold you on that. I also was so tickled that she was trying to act like she was jealous of Lamont having another girl around their kid. It's like, girl, you out here entertaining a whole other dude. Like, you don't have no say-so about what Lamont does. But I do like that she connected him with the artist or producer or whatever to help him advance his career. That's at least something. But yeah, Mia then goes on to do what is one of my worst fears in life, which is to send someone a text talking about them by mistake. And basically, you know, she's like, I got him or whatever, you know, to her group chat with this picture of her and Cash. And he's like, what? Because she didn't send it to the group chat. She sent it directly to him. One of my worst fears. One of my worst fears. So trying to be in survival mode, trying to be cute, trying to, you know, thinking that you done came up on one, you might have fumbled. So, I want to root for Mia. I do, but her bird level is too high for me, and it just gets higher as the season goes on, but we'll get there. So, Shauna's in her flop era. Shauna and Chastity are in their flop era, but Shauna is somehow flopping harder, right? So, the bus situation is struggle city. In fact, the bus broke down on the way to Oakland. Like, the girls are down bad. Shauna is broke. Shauna really don't have no friends. Her family done cut her off. She got about $12 in her bank account and her period came on, right? Now, Chastity's stable is being managed really well by Deja, so she might lose that stream of income as well. Let me say, I have been broke. Broke is relative, okay? I have never been so broke that I had to steal sanitary products. Like, I have always been able to afford a tampon. And, you know, this episode made me say, baby, we've been down bad, but we ain't never been down bad like that before. And praise God, right? So they get off the bus. Shauna goes into the gas station to steal tampons. She has been snapping at Chastity the whole time, just talking real slick and real crazy to Chastity this whole time. And Chastity is a girl's girl. Despite all things, Chastity is a girl's girl. She keeps her head on a swivel. Chastity is a hustler. Chastity is a survivor. Chastity is in survival mode, but in a way that she at least can empathize with the people that she needs to empathize with, I think. I want to say that. So she still throws some interference, interacting with or being charming with the sales clerk so that Shauna can steal these tampons. And Shauna continues to just be really freaking rude to her. So they end up having to walk a good bit of the way. And it just continues to just be this contentious relationship. And finally, Chastity snapped at Shauna like, girl, who the fuck is you talking to? Because I was thinking the same thing. My issue with Shauna is, you are so oddly entitled and immature. And it's like you have no idea about the ways of the world. And I understand these girls are younger than me, but still. You can't be that entitled when you just had to steal tampons, right? Like, let's kind of keep things in perspective. You don't have no friends. Chastity is the only person here. You're still recovering from the trauma of these misogynists being very unkind to you after this show. Why is your beef with Chastity? Like, you know, so fortunately they go on this walk. They have an interaction with a Karen, and this kind of endears them to each other. They share their life stories of, you know, Shauna dropped out of college. Her parents have cut her off. But again, struggle is relative. You know, Chastity is like, yeah, my mom died when I was 11. My uncle took me in, introduced me to the family business. I've always had to do what I had to do to survive. There are certain places that I can't even go back to anymore. And I just feel like there has to be more to life. So this kind of bonds them a little bit more, and they get along a little bit better. And I appreciate that Chastity is like kind of trying to like level with Shauna a little bit, especially about the issues with her scamming. And Shauna, you know, Chastity tells her like, this is around the time when people start snitching. So if you know anything about Maurice, you might want to hold him close to you because shit gets real shaky around this time. So Shauna's been communicating with her uncle, I guess, who like is a lawyer or works for the feds or something like that. He's looked into the case and he tells Shauna, this is a bigger case. It looks like it might be some RICO shit. Like, this is Fed time, which means that your friend might be looking at some bigger shit. You know, he got charged, blah, blah, blah. So he tells her, keep your distance. She does what Shauna does, which is run the opposite direction of what she's been told to do by the adult. she's listening to Chastity and reaches out to Maurice saying like, I got you into this shit. I know it's my fault, whatever, whatever. Maurice records this because at this point, Maurice's cousin looked like he about to cut and run. Like he just gonna throw him under the bus, and it's certain shit that he feels like the investigators knew that he could have only learned from Shauna. So they think that Shauna has already snitched and it's time to just like save ourselves, you know. And we also get a glimpse into their lives as Haitian Americans. And it looks like, especially per Maurice's conversation with Shauna, he's responsible for supporting his family. Like this whole thing of like the little girl's birthday and no, if you give one money, you got to give all of them money. I just feel like that's kind of inappropriate for a family to do to young men who, it's not like they have these like corporate jobs, but from what I have observed, I think that that's an expectation of like first and second generation immigrants. And again, something that I'm really grateful for. Like I do not come from wealth, but I also don't come from a family where my parents expect for me to take care of them. That's never been an expectation, and I'm really appreciative of that. But it also, this is an example of when you put that kind of pressure on people, especially on young people, to be patriarchs when they're very young, they end up resorting to doing some questionable shit in order to get ahead. So we'll see how all of this turns out. Shauna continues to be awkward, and just decision making is just not her strongest suit. So we'll see what happens next episode. I will be back to review episode 4 this time next week. So check back in with me. And again, check out my reviews of Gilded Age on this page as well. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the episode and the season thus far. Do you guys think Shauna's going to end up in jail, you know, staying true to the City Girls parallels? Let me know what you guys think. And we'll talk soon. Bye.